Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, the topic of our today's lecture is mental health. The learning objectives of today's lecture include the definition and concepts of mental health, problem statement. Then we will discuss what are the characteristics of a mentally healthy person, what are the warning signs or signals of poor mental health, mental illnesses and their causes, and the preventive measures. Before defining mental health, first of all, we will describe the definition of health. Health is defined as a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. A sound mind, a sound mind in a sound body has been recognized as a social ideal for many centuries. Now, mental health. Mental health is basically the balanced development of the individual's personality and emotional attitudes which enable him to live harmoniously with his fellow men. Mental health is not exclusively a matter of relations between persons, it is also a matter of relations of the individuals towards the community he lives in. Mental health determines a person's ways of living, working, leisure, and the ways he earns and spends the money, and the ways he sees happiness, stability, and security. Remember, mental health is influenced by both biological and social factors, and mental health is not a static condition. In fact, mental health is subject to variations and fluctuations. Mental health it is the capacity in an individual to form harmonious relations with others and to participate in or contribute constructively to changes in his social and physical environment. Now we will discuss the problem statement. Mental disorders, they are not regional. In fact, mental disorders, they are truly universal. Mental and behavioral disorders, they are found in people of all regions, all countries, and they are found in all societies. An analysis done by World Health Organization shows that neuropsychiatric conditions, which included a certain selection of disorders, they had an aggregated point prevalence of about 10% for adults. According to an estimate, about 450 million people they were estimated to be suffering from neuropsychiatric conditions. Now we will discuss the characteristics of a mentally healthy person. Remember, mental health is not mere the absence of mental illness. A mentally healthy person exhibits the following three main characteristics. Number one, he feels comfortable about himself. He feels reasonably secure and adequate. He neither underestimates nor overestimates his own ability. He accepts his shortcomings and has self-respect. Number two, a mentally healthy person feels rights feels right towards others. This means that he is able to be interested in others and to love them. He is able to like and trust others. He takes responsibility for his neighbors and his fellow men. Number three, the mentally healthy person is able to meet the demands of life. He does something about the problems as they arise. He is able to think for himself and to take his own decisions. He sets reasonable goals for himself. The condition described in the following 13 questions, they are basically the warning signals of poor mental health. These 13 questions are: number 1, are you always worrying? Number 2, are you unable to concentrate because of unrecognized reasons? Number 3, are you continually unhappy without justified cause? Do you lose your temper easily and often? Are you troubled by regular insomnia? Number 6, do you have wide fluctuations in your moods from depression to elation, back to depression, which incapacitate you? Do you continually dislike to be with people? Number 8, are you upset if routine of your life is disturbed? Do your children consistently get on your nerves? Are you browned off and constantly bitter? Are you afraid without real cause? Are you always right and the other person always wrong? Last point, do you have numerous aches and pains for which no doctor can find a physical cause? These are the warning signals of poor mental health. Now we will describe the classification of mental disorders. Remember, mental illnesses is a vast subject. It is broad in its limits and difficult to define precisely. There are two types of illnesses, mental illnesses, major illnesses and minor illnesses. Major mental illnesses, they are called psychosis. In it, the person is insane and out of touch with reality. It is of three types, that is schizophrenia, manic depressive psychosis and paranoia. Schizophrenia, also known as split personality, in which the person lives in a dream world of his own. Manic depressive psychosis, in which the symptoms vary from heights of excitement to depths of depression. Number 3, paranoia, which is associated with undue and extreme suspicion and progressive tendency to regard the whole world in a frame of delusions. Now we will describe the minor illnesses. Minor illnesses, they are of two types. One, neurosis, also known as psychoneurosis. Number two, personality and character disorders. Neurosis or psychoneurosis, in this patient is unable to react normally to life situations. Although patient is not considered insane by his associates, but exhibits certain peculiar symptoms such as morbid fears, compulsions, and obsessions. Personality and character disorders. This group of disorders are because of the unfortunate childhood experiences and perceptions. Now we will discuss the causes of mental ill health. Mental illnesses, like the physical illnesses, they are due to multiple causes. There are many known factors of agent, host, and environment in the natural histories of mental disorder. These factors are the following. Organic conditions. Organic conditions include such as cerebral arteriosclerosis, neoplasms, metabolic diseases, neurological diseases, endocrine diseases, and chronic diseases such as tuberculosis, leprosy, epilepsy, etc. Heredity. It may be an important factor in some cases. For example, the child of two schizophrenic parents is 40 times more likely to develop schizophrenia than is the child of a healthy parents. Social pathological causes. These include worries, anxieties, emotional stress, tension, frustration, unhappy marriages, broken homes, poverty, industrialization, urbanization, changing family structure, population mobility, economic insecurity, rejection, neglect, etc. The social environment not only determines the individual's attitudes but also provides the framework within which mental health is formulated. Environmental factors other than the psychosocial ones, They are also capable of producing abnormal human behavior. There are numerous environmental factors which are linked with mental ill health. These include toxic substances such as carbon disulfide, mercury, tin, lead compounds, etc. In psychotropic drugs, barbiturates, alcohol, and graciofulvin. In nutritional disorders, deficiency of thiamine and pyridoxine, they are the causes of mental ill health. Deficiency of iodine in minerals. In infective agents, infectious diseases, for example measles, rubella, during the prenatal, perinatal and postnatal periods of life may have adverse effects on the brain's development and the integration of mental functions. Traumatic factors, road and occupational accidents, radiations. Nervous system is most sensitive to radiation during the period of neural development. All of these factors, environmental factors, they are linked with mental ill health. For prevention of common mental health problems, three levels of prevention they have been described. That is primary prevention, secondary prevention and tertiary prevention. Primary prevention aims at improving the social environment and it consists of promotion of social, emotional and physical well-being. Secondary prevention. It includes early diagnosis through screening services program in schools, universities and industries and also provision of treatment facilities and effective community resources. In family-based approach, sort out the cases with door-to-door survey and give them actual support. And if needed, take the patient to mental health centers and supervise them. Tertiary prevention. Tertiary prevention seeks to reduce the duration of mental illness and thus reduce the stresses they create for the family and also for the community. The goal of tertiary prevention is to prevent further breakdown and disruption. Mental health services in a community, they are concerned not only with the early diagnosis and treatment, but also with the preservation and promotion of good mental health and prevention of mental illness. Mental health services, they comprise early diagnosis and treatment, rehabilitation, group and individual psychotherapy, mental health education, use of modern psychoactive drugs, and aftercare services. Dear students, now we will discuss the elements of comprehensive mental health program. Since 95% of the psychiatric cases, they can be treated with or without hospitalization close to their homes, so the current trend is full integration of psychiatric services with other healthcare services. The philosophy of community mental health program consists of the following essential elements: inpatient services, provision of outpatient services, partial hospitalization, emergency services, provision of diagnostic services, pre-care and after-care services including the foster home placement and home visiting, education services, training, and last, research and evaluation. This concludes our today's lecture. Thank you very much.